Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Let's Talk Autism with Autism and Us. For those of you who are new here, I am Nita. I am one of the admins of this wonderful establishment that we call Autism and Us. And what this is all about is our social get together where we just come together and talk autism. Um, in our journeys with our loved ones on the autism spectrum. And sometimes we even break the monotony and have a laugh or two, especially with our Mr. Charles. Hey, Linda. So if you are a
Hey.
parent and you have a question, just throw it in the chat. And if you can help with that question that another parent or caregiver has, feel free to chime right on in. It's all about us sharing, learning, and supporting one another. Linda?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm Linda. I'm the other admin of the group. Welcome, everyone.
Okay, and I'm going to, oh, there's Mr. Charles. Let me throw the link in there for Mr. Charles.
How's
Let's
everyone
see.
today?
Pretty good. How about you?
Uh, I just got done doing Emily's hair. She was a little stressed about it.
Oh, she's feeling okay, though,
Yeah,
otherwise.
she's a little irritable.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle. Let's see who else is here. Teresa. Hello, Cynthia. And of course, Mr. Charles. Well, you guys know I have had power. Well, most of you know. I haven't had power. It had been 3 long days without power at my house, and it was cold. Okay. That was not good. That was not good at all. So I had to camp out. I went over my daughter's for a little bit and camped out over my mom's. I was back and forth to this house, crossing my fingers, worried about my pipes. No
Goodness.
rest for the weary.
And
How?
Cynthia, I had a 3-day power outage, but it was in the summer. So it's a
Yeah,
whole
we
different
have
set of
those.
problems. Like, well, we took as much food as she could accommodate. Took over to a friend of Cindy's house and
Uh-huh.
her friend Lisa, and she was able to store some of it in her freezer, and we cooked some of it, but the rest of it we had to throw out.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah. That's what I had. I just went ahead and threw out everything in my refrigerator every time this happens. We usually have it happen in the summertime, but this is
hmm
the winter, and it's really bad when it's in the winter because, like I said, you got to worry about your pipes freezing. So I had to come in
Yeah.
the house and make sure some water was running
dripping.
or dripping. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah. It, and then it's always that thing where I just want to be at home in my own bed, wake up under my own blankets. Come on now.
And so, was it only your power that was out of your family?
Nope, nope, nope. My niece, she stays about 10 blocks from me.
hmm
So their power in their area was out. My whole neighborhood was out. It's some people still don't have power. So
Oh.
different neighborhoods in the city
hmm
Yeah,
had
I've read about
power
that.
outages.
Yeah, I've read
Mhm.
about that in Detroit. Yeah, it's bad there. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I didn't come up out. I meant to send out reminders today, but I've just been lazy all day.
Well, hard to blame you under the
Yeah,
circumstances.
I know.
but I was thinking maybe we can the focus could be on discipline, maybe because I seen a post in a group, and I know we talked about this before. What types of punishments, or do we punish our children that are on the spectrum? And what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, a large part of discipline is just setting the rules. punishment is, of course, sometimes that's necessary. Obviously, you break the rules, there has to be a consequence, but a large part of it is just the child understanding the rules, understanding there are things that are okay to do, there are things that are not okay to do, and there are also things the child is expected to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes it's hard for some of our children because some of them just don't understand that there is a right and wrong, and when you do wrong, there is a consequence.
Yeah, and one of the things too is that it becomes a problem if at first the parent thinks, I can't punish my child can't help what he is and what he does and so on, and then and so the child increasingly gets away with more and more things that the child would never get away with if he was neurotypical. And finally, now, hey, I got to do something. But now the child is used to, and what's more, being on the spectrum makes that even tougher to start enforcing rules that
Right.
that you hadn't been, that you should have been enforcing all along.
Right.
And I think part of the difficult part is I guess once they understand what's expected of them, it's hard to understand what they understand as a consequence and what to figure out that consequence for them that they can understand. You didn't follow through with this, and this is the consequence. That's kind of a difficult thing too, to say that this comes because this wasn't done or because you did this.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Of course, one of the things, and this is true, with kids, whether on the spectrum or whether neurotypical or whatever, is that, especially with little kids, the punishment needs to, follow as soon as possible after the infraction, so that
Yeah.
the child understands the connection. As children get older, they may be able to understand, a delayed punishment better. But a 2-year-old, you have to, whatever you're going to do, you got to do right away as soon as you learn of the infraction.
Mm-hmm. I know my son went through a phase. So normally, if he knows when he acts up, you take away his electronics, and that kind of straightens him up. So he got into this um, no mode. If I tell him, if he's acting up and I say, DeAndre, give me your iPad, it's like, no. And then he starts this like a nervous laughter. It's very irritating, you guys. I'm like, are you serious? And he went through that for a while, and I had to kind of, push my shoulders up like, you understand me? Now his dad can do it, it's no problem. Yeah, but yeah, he went through that for a while, but he's gotten better because now when I tell him, give me your iPad, he gives it to me. He's mad about it, but he knows that he's done wrong. So he knows it's going to be a minute before I give it back. And he'll go shut himself up in his tent.
Well, I saw a post today. I don't remember. I don't think it was in this group. I think it was in a different group. But a mother said her 7-year-old son was calling her things. He was using words that I didn't even know when I was 7.
Really?
And
7?
yeah, and I mean, this is a case again of letting things go unrestrained, and
Right.
so the child gets accustomed to being able to do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't afford to do that.
Right. You have to nip it in the bud right away.
Yeah.
So Michelle
And,
says I'm irritable too. That was for Emily.
She got me stressed out. Oh my goodness.
Teresa says I got some good news from my son's IEP team a couple weeks ago. Well, share. That's awesome. Grammy here. What toys are good for my grandson, 2.7-year-old, new to this? Sensory toys cost a lot. Advice, please. Anyone have any toy recommendations for a 2-year-old?
a lot
Oh,
depends on the child,
yeah.
because I mean, a lot of toys that are age appropriate for a 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old are age appropriate for a child, for many children. Let me put it that way. Not all children, many children on the spectrum. Now they might not do the same thing with the toy that other people might do. They might take this toy truck and spin its wheels endlessly, as opposed to making believe it's a truck. But still, that doesn't mean you can't give them a toy truck. Just realize they might not do the same thing with it that neurotypical kids would.
Yeah, I
And
would say what are his interests? What is he most interested in? I know we
and
had to pile up on cars, toy cars. Go ahead,
and
Linda.
at that age, oh sorry. And at that age too, I remember in occupational therapy, they used age appropriate toys. And what they did was they worked with her on the function of the toy, how the toy works, and this is how the toy is played. So, like, say for example, there was one where you put all the balls up in the top, and every time you push the little lever, the ball will come out the bottom. But what they did was it was age appropriate, but she didn't typically play with the toys that way. So what they did was just work with her until she kind of figured out how the toy works.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it could be like say usually they were like say 12 months, like 1 to 2 year old toys, things like that, that has like a cause and effect, so something that you do and something that comes back, but working with them to show them how those toys work.
Yeah. And of course, when I say age appropriate, I take into account the fact that she said the boy is, she said 2.7 years old. I'm taking that
Mm-hmm.
maybe 2 years, 7 months. But when you get an older child, particularly a child who's level 2 or level 3, not one that's
Mm-hmm.
considered high functioning, then
Yeah.
age appropriateness becomes less of a concern. You might get a 10-year-old something that typically a 5-year-old would play with,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the level of that child's development.
Exactly. Yeah. I think too. I think you would like so when we think of things for Emily's, well, first off, she's older, so toys aren't really, there's no age of toys for her age. But to go with her skill level or to go with her thinking, like, so I still we can get toys that are for over 3 now, but it took a long time before that because I was afraid she'd put them in her mouth still or things like that, the little pieces. So you still, I think, no matter how old they get, yeah, you still want to be safe with them. And then too, as they get older, their developmental age will start to so they may still play with toys that are for 3 year olds, and like Charles said, they may be 8 years old, but going with their developmental level.
Yeah. Yeah, my son still likes the well, he likes anything that's electronic, but the little baby or my grandson has a toy laptop. So
Mm.
DeAndre loves it. He loves it. Who's here? Hi Monique. How are
Hi,
you?
Monique.
Hi,
Hey
Monique.
Hi,
Sonia.
Sonia.
Hey, Sonia.
Hi,
Michelle
Michelle.
says discipline starts at birth. You got to have a good foundation, not just the punishment. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just it. The main component of discipline is teaching.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, discipline comes from Latin word for student. Discipulus means student in Latin, That's where discipline comes. The word discipline comes from. So, main component is teaching, and then the punishment is a component of it, but it's the enforcement component. Um, okay, you understand the rule, you broke the rule, now something has to happen.
I got really good news from my son IEP team. He is doing really awesome in speech class and in his special education class. He spends at 50% in special ed and 20% in regular class. And when he goes to junior high, he will be 3 classes in special ed and 3 classes. Okay, so they're half and half. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, very good.
Yes. Always wonderful to hear some good news.
Mm-hmm.
Our punishment is to take away favorite. Yep. Same here. Same here. Because that is like,
That gets their
that's the worst
attention.
thing you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Take away my electronics, my
Yeah.
tablet, especially that iPad, because he won't
Well,
leave
Oh
out
my
the
goodness,
door
yeah.
without it.
the tablet that I had fun with when I was a boy was a tablet made of a set of sheets of paper connected together, and I had fun with them. Was counting by 76s.
I did anything balls that are big and soft, and also okay. He liked the balls. So. Great. On toys, we let him pick. Mostly at that age, he was playing with toys made for 6 months and up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Lorianda. Well, you
Oh, I hope he
take
feels
care of
better.
Brandon.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I hope he gets
Definitely
feeling
take.
better.
Yeah, I hope he feels better. You have a great week too.
You too, Lorianda.
Hugs for Brandon.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So, taking away things. If you're in a routine of going, like maybe their favorite store once a week, um, you know, you take them away. But how do we communicate to a child who just doesn't get it? That it's like maybe at that moment when they see that you're upset at them, they know they did something wrong, but they turn around and do the same thing maybe the next day. How can we instill that it you're doing wrong?
Well, every child is different. Children are functioning at different levels and different levels of comprehension. I mean, in the case I cited, you got a boy who, I've never met him, but obviously at 7 years old, he's verbal enough to be able to use the language he is and direct it at his mother, call his mother those names. So, that indicates something about his level of comprehension there that but on the other hand, someone who's nonverbal and you're not talking about his calling you foul names because he can't talk, again, you have to go with what's his level of comprehension. Now, does he understand that, this is what he's supposed to do and this is what he's not supposed to do? To what extent can he understand? And to some extent, even a neurotypical child, you expect more of them as they grow up. You don't expect the same thing of a 1 year old as you expect of a 5 year old. Don't expect the same thing of a 5 year old as you expect of a 10 year old.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So,
So,
it's the child's level of comprehension varies. In the case of that post I saw. Wow. I mean, first thing, of course, is before you even set down rules as to what words are bad words, don't use those words in front of the child. Now the child might hear them somewhere else, but then you can put force behind telling them, no, that's a bad word. We don't use that word. You can put force behind it. Better yet, don't use those words at all. But if you're going to use them, certainly don't use them in front of the child.
Hey, Kate,
Hi,
did
Kate.
you wanted to say something to everybody?
We can't hear you.
I was just hopping on to say hi and hang out with you guys.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
I'm good, as nauseous as the day is light, but it's good.
Okay.
Can't complain.
How's
Can't
that?
complain.
How are you doing with the baby?
Good. I go for my next ultrasound this week, so I'm getting really excited.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I seen you posted you were kind of sick, so I was kind of
Yeah, been nauseous, and then I now have a double ear infection, so I've been getting things like nonstop lately, and it's been crazy.
And what about your cough?
The cough is still there, but it's getting better. I think I'm finally weaning off of that. But now I have all that fluid buildup from all the drainage. So now it's all behind my eardrums, and my ears are killing me. So
yeah.
But I'm doing the best I can to hang in there, though.
Okay.
Can't let mom or dad know yet. We're going to surprise them in a couple of months. So I'm doing this because my mom is not doing well, and I don't want to make it too soon and then something happens to her. So I'm just waiting to play the game the right way. And I'm going to give her, a couple more months to kind of simmer down. And then if her diagnosis is better, then, we're going to do a big surprise. If not, then it'll be like a smaller, more intimate thing. So just pray that my mom gets better and she does better. That's all I need right now.
Yeah, I hope she gets better.
Thank you. I hope so too.
What are you, about 4 months? 4 months now?
I'm about 3, almost 3 months.
3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
It was around December.
Yeah, I'm about 3 months. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah, it's going. It's going.
Teresa says, I just really haven't had to discipline my son. All I have to tell him that if he does not stop, I will take away his electronics. Yeah. That's most of us.
Well, that is discipline, what you're describing. That is discipline. Discipline, again, doesn't consist solely of punishment. It's teaching, really, is basically what it is. Punishment is just a component of it, and the extent to which you have to use that component varies with the child.
It's also positive redirection. It's not, like you said, it's not just a punishment, but it's about getting them to understand what they've done and then positively redirecting that behavior into something different.
Or teaching them what to do, what's okay and what's not, even before they do it.
No licking.
Because
we use pictures and social stories for rules and punishments. Okay. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's good. And especially when you get, children that are lower functioning, social stories work great for that. Social stories and pictures work great when you got a child whose level of comprehension is not that high.
Okay, if you are just joining us, what this is all about is us learning, sharing. Oh, you're going to start licking my face. Hold on. Learning, sharing with each other. Sammy. Y'all, now he's attacking you see this?
Hi, Sammy. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Sammy.
Hi, Sam.
Actually, you got to talk his language.
What are you doing?
What?
Oh my goodness, you are cute. Hello.
I can't sit in my chair by myself because he jumped right up here.
Welcome to the companion part.
Okay, what was I saying? If you're just now joining us, what this is about is us learning and sharing and supporting one another. If you have a question, you want to share some good news, some bad news, some in-between news, feel free. At towards the end, if you have no licking, if you have a business, as long as it's related to autism, you are free to come on up. We want to hear from you. And you can tell us a little bit about your business. If you're writing a book, if you're selling shirts or trinkets, you have a group or an organization, feel free to come on up towards the end. We'll bring you up. Otherwise, if you're in here, make sure you give us a thumbs up or a little love. But as always, please don't give us one of them ugly faces. Thank you. And yeah, so thumbs up, thumbs up. Let us know you're here. There you go. There's a question.
What is the best way to teach your son algebra? Again, that how is he doing with more basic math? How well has he been able to catch on to more basic math? Let me put it that way.
Michelle says Jaden is high functioning, but honestly, it helps him to understand easier if he can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Put you down.
Yeah,
one more time.
Again. Yeah.
Don't jump up here. Do not jump up here. Okay. He's going to jump up here. Good evening. Hey, Danielle. Is your power out?
Hi, Danielle.
Hey, Danielle.
I know mine just came on last night at about 9:30.
Oh, he loves math. Yeah. Well, you can. Are you homeschooling? I take it. I kind of get the impression you're homeschooling from that.
Well, remember she just had her IEP.
And her IEP. Okay, you're not homeschooling then. But you're talking about teaching him at home, kind of, and that's why I'm kind of going there about that. But I would say look for some good algebra textbooks. Of course, these days shopping online, you can shop online for textbooks and find something good at basic algebra, good basic algebra textbook, and you can use that to teach him.
Well, hopefully it'll come on for you, Danielle. I know 3 days for me. This is a mess out here. It's like having a toddler. Don't jump up 2 seconds later, jumping up. Yep. I feel that right there. Hey, Dinah. So we're talking about, Dinah, we're talking about ways to discipline, or what types of things we do to discipline our kids on the spectrum. Do they understand? How do we get them to understand when they do wrong? That type of stuff. If you have any input on that, feel free.
And I mean, I'll say that, I think he goes to junior high, he'll be in a pre-algebra special ed class. And that's good, and you can, order a textbook on basic algebra online, I would say, and then, that can help you, you can use that textbook can guide you in helping him with basic algebra. As you're talking at first about basic equations and basic, practical problems involving algebra, and then you gradually work up to things a little more complex, like involving quadratic equations. That's more advanced algebra.
The next street from me just powered up. Yeah, that's crazy.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
different
that is
city.
crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. It's just like, well, over here it was like one side of the street was black all the way back, and then right across the street they had lights going on everywhere. It's like,
Well, it's where they get the where the line is down and which
yeah,
line
it's different
they
grids.
get
Yeah,
fixed, they get repaired, how soon.
yeah, it's
And so
different
they get the
grids
line.
for different areas. So yeah,
So they
but
get
it's
the
just
line
crazy. It's
sorted with.
funny. It's funny. You could come down the street and be like, "Wow, there's lights over here, and it's pitch black over here."
Yeah. I remember the time when we lost our power during the summer. Oh, no problem, Teresa. Glad to try to help out whatever way I can. But yeah, we after afterward we went out. After the storm was over, we could see they had the street blocked off where the tree was down. The tree had knocked down the power line and everything, and it's when they got that fixed that our power came back on.
Math, that's my struggle right now. BSA, insulin, percent of med. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You pharmaceutical, right?
Yeah.
Literally all around. My aunt lives on the next street and has power. Oh wow, yes,
Ah.
isn't that crazy? It is so crazy. And I was hoping. I said, please don't let my power go off. And when my eyes opened up, I think that was that Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. The house was pitch black because I keep the TV on. Let the
And your
TV
fans, huh?
watch me. Yep, and my fans. Everything was off. Everything.
And I might mention too, here's something too where again, anticipating things that are going to be problems for a kid on the spectrum, and power outage is one of those things. And as soon as the child, depending, again, you have to take into consideration the child's level of comprehension, but to the extent possible, you have to explain that these things, these devices that we have and so on, these don't work magically. That there's something behind that, and sometimes that something behind that goes haywire, and it's something that we can't control if it happens. And so that way when a disaster knocks out power, you don't have an instant meltdown on your hands because the child can't understand why now the TV doesn't work, and why he has to conserve power on his device because it's going to sooner or later stop working because it runs out of juice.
Well, yeah, I was so glad that DeAndre was at his dad. His dad didn't lose power not once in his area, so thankfully for that.
Yeah, that worked out good.
That worked out good.
With that, yeah.
I test. Okay, well, good luck to you.
Yeah, yeah. Best wishes. Yeah.
You can do it.
It went out Wednesday, came back on later, went out Thursday. Oh wow.
Wow.
Now that really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was teasing you. Come back home.
Right. You're like, you might as well just stay gone.
My mom ran out of back. Oh no.
Wow.
Medical company didn't have any. They said if you can't plug in, call. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's another
people
thing.
have to go into the hospital.
You have to take into consideration, when these power outages happen, medical equipment and goodness gracious, I'm so sorry that happened. But
Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
wonderful.
I'm assuming she's getting her oxygen, thankfully.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one thing, hospitals usually have generators, usually have backup generators.
Yeah, okay. She said she had to get her mom out. Yes, yep, yep.
Your husband built a couple of fires. That's good.
Yeah, I couldn't even stay in my house. No. uh, I couldn't even do it, even with the fireplace going. One, it was too dark, too scary. Mm-mm. No,
Yeah, and the
no.
thing with us, we have oil heat. However, it's dependent on the electricity to run the thermostat. So no electricity, we have no heat because we have no thermostat.
Okay.
This storm, was that the cycle, that storm that went from coast to coast? Did you get
I
snow?
believe so. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was we had a little bit of an ice storm. And you know what the funny thing was? Um, in my neighborhood, DTE, which is the electric gas company,
Mm-hmm.
they were working. They actually dug up my burn. Well, not mine, but the city burn is on my property. But you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
They dug all that up, which I'm pissed about because now I got it. Well, they supposed to come back and put some grass seeds, but they have
Mm-hmm.
been working all in the neighborhood. Monday,
Wow.
Tuesday, and Wednesday. They even knocked on my door to let me know just in case they needed me to shut something off. Okay, cool. And then this happened, and you didn't see not one DTE person, not one.
Uh,
When there was like tons of them just the other day, I'm like, what happened? Mm-mm-mm. Dinah says discipline versus punishment. For us, we started using the 1, 2, 3 technique to help understand when no is no. But it took some time to get them on board, but it worked. Okay.
yeah.
Uh, when you say 1, 2, 3, is it like 1, 2, 3? How does that work?
So usually 1, 2, 3 is one means stop, two means stop, look, and then three is stop, look, and listen. So it could be that, or it could just be that she's doing like the warning. Like one means like,
Yeah,
you're
that's what I'm like.
warned. Two is like, your second warning. Three is a timeout.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
waiting on her.
Yeah.
And
And again, I think in between the equating discipline with punishment and saying discipline versus punishment is understanding punishment is a component of discipline, a component that hopefully you won't have to use often, but nevertheless, it is a component there. With discipline, part of it is that you have,
excuse me.
as the child understands that if he you know breaks the rules, particularly if he persists in breaking the rules, that
Mm-hmm.
punishment is going to follow.
Right. My house was already under construction because my basement flooded before that. So I have a permanent grin on my
I like how she said that.
Mm-mm-mm. Flooding, electric down. Y'all have to excuse me. I had to grab me a piece of pizza.
Okay, that's understood. Yeah, yeah. Cindy fixed turkey meatloaf for today, so we had that for dinner. It was good.
Oh, okay.
We're having pulled chicken with veggies and some other little cakes for dessert. We got like little bundt cakes, so we're gonna have a feast once Rob gets home from U-Haul.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. There's a place in North Carolina that specializes in bundt cakes. I asked them if they also make hit and run cakes, but they said no, they don't. They just make bundt cake.
Mr. Charles, only you.
That sounds like me, Danielle. I just wanted to go home. Oh, did you send me the Girl Scout link? That's what I'm missing.
Don't forget to get me some tag-alongs, Nita. Thanks.
I'll tell Danielle to send you the link.
I've learned over the last 9 months to do treats in moderation. Over the last 9 months, I've lost 23 kilograms, and I'm down now to the weight I want to be at, 75 kilograms.
Okay, English for me.
And I want to maintain that. Well, a kilogram is 2.2 libs.
Oh, huh?
She's like, give us a science lesson. We don't know what you're saying.
Well, it's easy. You multiply 75 times 2.2, you get 165.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
So it's 165 libs.
Ah.
And I started out at 98 kilograms, which is about 215 libs.
No, what can
Mr. Charles.
I'm still trying to get Rob to give up Mountain Dew and get on a diet with me.
And
Not successful so far.
If you're wondering what a lib is, there are 16 Oz's in a lib.
Wow, that's interesting.
Is what? Wait a minute, hold on.
There are 16 Oz's in a lib.
Oh, you talking about pound? Huh? Mr. Charles.
That was in a Peanuts comic strip once where Lucy asked Charlie Brown, did you know that there are 16 Oz's in a lib?
First one is the first warning. Okay. You explain what they are doing, that you want to stop. Give them 10 minutes to understand. If they stop, then good. But if they don't, then two is the second warning, letting them know that you have asked them again. And 3 is when they continue. Usually go to the room, take whatever they had, causing a problem, etc. But with time, just the count with no word. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, what kitty?
Okay. Anyone? Oh, there it is. So Danielle posted the Girl Scout cookies in the chat area. So any of you guys interested in ordering? She said sales
For
start
sure.
tomorrow. Sales start tomorrow. So let's support Danielle and her baby and our bellies with some good, or taste buds with some good Girl Scout cookies.
Sounds good to me.
I do a countdown system with my son starting from 5 to, okay. So you go backwards. I'm gonna have to. You are so welcome. Okay, so is there anyone? Hey, Dinah, Nathaniel, I know he has a business. How's it going? And you should have him come on up and share some of his business info with us real soon. Now, is there anyone in the chat area? If you have a some business information you'd like to share, you are welcome to come on up. If you're writing a book, if you have a group, an organization, you're doing something awesome for autism, if you're doing something for the parents, please come on up and share.
Hey,
This
Nita, so we officially got our
wait,
non-for-profit, and
wait. I done lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the chat area.
okay.
So for those of you, if anyone's in the chat, if you'd like to come on up, feel free. Um, and yeah, that's it. Now go ahead, Kate.
So we're hosting our sensitive Easter Bunny here in Bernie, Texas on April 8th. And it's going to be from noon to 5. And it's all special needs forms from, autism to cerebral palsy to Down syndrome to IDD to whatever they have. All are welcome. And there's also going to be an autism fashion show. So if they're in the local San Antonio, New Braunfels, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, wherever they're coming from, they're more than welcome to come join us and hang out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Feel free. I put the link in the chat. Okay, that's Danielle. I had to put a star there so I remember to come back to it tomorrow. Thin Mints, you guys. I was talking to him about setting up a time to do a live with you. Yes, that would be awesome.
Okay, yeah, just set up a focus live for that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. Thinking about April,
oh yeah, that's
it might be a time for me to do a focus live.
That's an
perhaps
idea.
just going back through my journey.
Okay, but that's an idea because I was trying to think of what we can do for April. So Dinah, asked Nathaniel if he would be willing to do a live maybe with you during Autism Awareness Month. And we can set whatever day you guys want, as long as it's in April. Mr. Charles, the same for you. Whatever
Me?
you want. Yep. Whatever day you want, just let me know. Anyone else that wants to do a focus live in the month of I said you too. Okay, just let me know which day you guys want. I'll put together roster there.
Gotcha.
And days that whatever day is convenient for you, Mr. Charles. We're looking forward to yours especially.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Dinah. So just let me know for the month of April. I also need a volunteer if anyone wants to do a short video. We're revamping the website. If anyone wants to do a short video that we can put on our Autism and Us website from a parent's point of view, I'm looking for one of you guys. So maybe about a 5-minute video. So let me know if anyone's interested in that also for Autism Awareness Month. It doesn't have to be about autism and us, just it could be about your own journey. I just want to put it on our main page. We have a guy that's working with me, or he will be working with me in a couple of weeks to revamp the webpage. It's been sitting there so long, I need to get it updated. How obsession can become more than just a hobby. Oh yeah. But that's awesome. Okay, self-care. Danielle says the electricity may be off, but you are not powerless. Plug into your superpower and take care of you. Have a great week. Thank you for that, Danielle.
Thank you, Danielle.
I know I always spoke of us as powerless when our power was out, but that's true. In that sense, you're not really. But we appreciated Cindy's friend Lisa, accommodating our food, and then putting us up for a couple of nights.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's always nice to have
first,
someone there for you.
The first night, the wind was enough to give us some ventilation, and after that, the lack of air conditioning, the house got unbearably hot, and I said we got to do something. And the hotel rooms were all booked by people who had also lost their power. So, Lisa had invited us already, and so we called her back and said, "We'll take you up on that invitation."
So, okay, I'm gonna put in a link one more time for anyone who wants to come up and say any last words. In the meantime, we'll start with Mr. Charles. Anything to send us off for this week?
Again, I wish everybody a good week, and again, y'all are doing a great job as parents. Hopefully, this group can help the parents to encourage each other, and if there are some things I can say that can give a little insight, a little encouragement, whatever, I'm glad to do that.
All right. Awesome. Kate, you have something real quick you want to share?
Self-care, guys. Do self-care. It's really important, especially during the things that I'm going through right now. For me, coloring has been my number one favorite right now, and just take care of yourself, take time for you, and do great things, because I know you can. So have a great week, and we love you guys.
All right. Thank you for that. Linda?
And everybody do what's right for you and your loved one on the spectrum. It may not match anybody else's, but what works for you works for you. What works for someone else works for them. But always just remember that you do your best, and self-care, take care of yourself, don't stress too much. And with all our weather across this country, or everywhere really right now,
Right.
summer's around the corner. So brighter
Yes,
days
I'm
are
looking
coming.
forward to it.
For sure. And Danielle, I hope I hope your power gets back on soon. Nita, I'm glad your power's back on. Kate, I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Michelle says, remember, you are your loved one's voice. Use it loud and proud.
Yes.
And look at this. Danielle says the lights are on in the spot.
Right?
Enjoy.
You're welcome, Danielle.
Good luck, Danielle. We love you.
All right, everybody. So
everybody.
Join us again, same time, same place. We'll think of another topic for next week. Reach out to me if you are interested in Autism Awareness Month, so we can put everything together for April. And until next week, see you guys later.
See
Thank
everyone
you.
later.
Bye, guys.
Night.
Up on your way out the door.